Hi, my name is David from StoneYet.com. I'm here to talk about how to install New England Fieldstone thin veneer. And we've selected Ledgestone. It's a thin veneer. It's cut to 1 inch in thickness, and we're going to be applying it. If we had chosen to use a building veneer, this stone, the thin veneer is 14 pounds a square foot. This stuff is 60 pounds a square foot. It's very heavy. And when you were to apply it, it needs a separate wall in front of this, a footing, to hold this in place. So if you're doing renovation work, we generally recommend using the thin veneer. And in this application we are. But please, just check with your architect regarding your specific requirements. Plywood in an exterior application needs to be waterproofed. So step one is to apply the flashing at the base of the work. Over the flashing we have an air and vapor barrier. In this case we've chosen to use ice and water or equivalent to cover the entire surface. Over the ice and water we used a Sure Cavity, which is a moisture control barrier that gets placed in like this. This allows any water or moisture to travel through the back of this and out through the bottom, which prevents effervescence. Effervescence is when water is trapped behind. As it's coming out to the surface, the water evaporates, but it leaves the salts behind, which leaves this white film on the surface of the stone. After the moisture control barrier is in place, we're going to put the metal lath up. If we're doing an interior application, we would start here. The metal lath would go right on through the plywood or wallboard or over the brickwork. We would then, after the metal lath is in place, Quikrete makes a very good modified polymer veneer mortar, or you could use type S masonry cement. Mix it up, get your notch trowel out, apply it over the whole metal lath. Finish it off with horizontal grooves. This helps to hold the stone in place without it sagging, and it makes it stickier. So now we're going to let that sit overnight to dry. Okay, we're back. We look at the scratch coat. It's hard. It's ready to start applying the stones. So the first thing we want to do is put the corners in. The corners need to weave. So you have a short one, a longer one, a short one, and then a longer one. So as you can see, I've dry fit this corner in place. I've got wooden shims underneath it. When it comes to the flat pieces, we're going to want to kind of dry fit this in place and say, okay, I might want to trim a little bit on the top or bottom, so I may use the masonry hammer. Or I also have a grinder with a masonry blade to trim the joints. When I fit this in, this fits really nice. It's about the same height as the previous stone, and then I keep the spacing out. I've got a wooden shim underneath it. So I come back to my type S masonry cement, butter the back. That means I'm going to put a layer on the back of the stone. It's going to be about 1/2 inch in thickness. I'm going to put some on the back of the wall. I'm going to take and I'm going to squash the stone into place. And then I'll put the wooden shim in and I'll push it on, and I'll keep some spacing here. But remember, regarding spacing, this is for an exterior application, so I've got 1/4 inch joints. If you look over here, when we put this together, we did it as dry fit. So that's good for an inside application. For an exterior application, to help reduce the amount of water that gets in behind the stones, we want to put cement. Okay? So at this point, we have the stones in place. We've got the wooden shims in place. We've got to let that set overnight. Okay, we come back the next day, and now it's time to pull the wooden shims out. The stones are set into place. So now once the wooden shims are out, we're ready to grout. And we have a lot of different grouting options. I went down to the local building supply company and I picked up these different colors. And so what you want to do is go through and pick which color you want, buy that. In today's, I use the type S masonry cement for the grouting agent. Remember, the grouting is about 1/4 inch thick in this case. I mix it a little bit dry and I compress it into the joints. Now just sit back and enjoy the beautiful work. If you've missed anything I said, we do have a 4-page installation guide on our website, stoneyard.com, or give us a call at 1-800-231-2200. Thank you.